It was the day before the deadline for internal transfer applications. I discovered a notification. A pending application for my transfer to a branch office thousands of miles away. The applicant was Aaron, my corporate mentor and my boyfriend. A chill ran down my spine as I dialed his number with trembling fingers. His tone was casual. "Oh, Lauren submitted that for me. She said it was just a prank to see if you'd notice. Just cancel the application yourself." Lauren, the intern who had forced herself on Aaron as his mentee. I held the phone, silent for a full minute. So, the career I had painstakingly built over 5 years was something that could be casually toyed with as a joke. I didn't argue. I calmly packed my things and prepared to head to the branch office as scheduled. Aaron, however, panicked. "I told you to cancel the application. You didn't cancel it." "No." When I first saw that my position was being transferred to the Los Angeles branch, I froze in front of my computer. I had agreed with Aaron. During this restructuring, I would stay in the Aaronating department he led, serving as his second-in-command. That was the career path we had mapped out 3 years ago. But now, the system showed I was being shipped off to the West Coast. If I hadn't checked in time, I wouldn't have even had the chance to cancel it. I took a deep breath and called Aaron. He answered absent-mindedly, as if discussing something trivial. "Oh, that. Lauren said she was playing a joke on you. She wanted to see if you'd spot it before the deadline. The deadline hasn't passed yet. Just remember to cancel it." Aaron spoke with breezy indifference. I gripped the phone tighter, my voice raspy. "So, you think this is just a small matter? Are you being serious again?" Aaron started to get impatient. "Is it necessary? Just cancel it. Lauren is just a bit high-spirited. She was messing around with you." I stared at the notification on the screen, my throat dry. What if I hadn't discovered it in time? Lauren is abusing system permissions. I could file a complaint against her. Aaron's tone instantly turned cold. "Emily, I find you becoming more and more unreasonable. It was just a joke. And you want to file a complaint? When will you learn to be a little more tolerant of her?" He got more agitated as he spoke. "I've explained this to you many times. She's a fresh graduate, all alone in the corporate world. As her mentor, what is wrong with me looking out for her? If you want to file a complaint, go ahead and file one against me too." The call was abruptly disconnected. I was left speechless. I felt my blood turn to ice. From college to the workforce, Aaron and I had known each other for 7 years and been together for 5. He was my boyfriend and my guide in this industry. I thought back to when I first started working, when I almost ruined an important project. He stayed up all night with me, his eyes gentle as we fixed the proposal. I thought back to the annual party that year, when a drunk colleague harassed me. Aaron gripped the man's wrist until he begged for mercy. Afterward, he draped his jacket over my shoulders and asked, with utmost tenderness, if I would be his girlfriend. For 5 years, I had grown used to him being by my side. Everyone said we were a match made in heaven. We had even met each other's parents and were discussing marriage. Everything was supposed to be smooth sailing. But now, staring at the screen, knowing I only needed to click the mouse to withdraw that application, I thought of that phrase, just a joke. A heavy weariness suddenly welled up from the bottom of my heart. I was just so tired. After a moment of spacing out, there was a knock at the door. I looked up. It was Lauren. She stood at the door, looking at me with a smile. "Emily," she began, her voice soft and sweet. "I just finished reporting to Aaron. He seemed really down and said he wanted to go out for a drink with me. I came to ask, is it okay if I keep him company?" She spoke directly, her phrasing polite enough on the surface, but the triumph in her eyes couldn't be hidden. For the past 6 months, she had been putting on this act in front of me, feigning humility, hiding her ambition, yet unable to suppress her smugness. I looked at her quietly, confused. When exactly did Aaron change? Why would he favor a girl who was so clearly artificial and manipulative? In the beginning, Aaron disliked Lauren. He said she was flighty and unstable, that she wouldn't pass her probation. Then came the time Aaron had an acute gastric attack while entertaining a major client. I was away on a business trip. I heard Lauren cried her eyes out and took care of Aaron in the hospital for 2 days straight without sleep. After that, Aaron's attitude toward her shifted. They grew closer by the day. Lauren started calling Aaron mentor. Eventually, the whole office knew Aaron had a protege. And me. People jokingly called me the First Lady. Whenever I heard those jokes, my face would go cold. But Aaron thought nothing of it, just smiling and pinching my cheek. First Lady or not, don't listen to their nonsense. I only love you. Now, could he still guarantee that he loved only me? I smirked, looking at Lauren with sarcasm. She kept smiling. Emily, are you unhappy? Before I could answer, Aaron strode in. Lauren, didn't I tell you to wait in the conference room? Why are you here? I just wasn't sure if I should say yes to you. Lauren twisted her fingers together nervously, acting as if she were terrified of angering him. So I wanted to ask Emily's permission. Aaron's expression softened instantly. Do I need someone else's permission to have you keep me company? But Lauren lowered her head, the corners of her lips curving up almost imperceptibly, still striking a hesitant pose. Aaron looked at me, his gaze impatient. Lauren has respected you enough, hasn't she? She even comes to ask you before eating dinner with me. Look at yourself making a fuss over a simple joke. He still believed that unauthorized tampering with my job transfer was a trivial joke, and that I was the immature one. But why? Why should I accept such a joke? I scoffed. Respected me. In the last 6 months, she's played out so many ambiguous scenes with you. Are you truly blind? Bringing you breakfast in front of the whole office, writing you cute notes, acting helpless and calling you call that having boundaries. She insists on calling you mentor like some devoted disciple. Doesn't she feel embarrassed? It makes everyone else sick to watch. Can you really not see through such fake behavior? Lauren's face went pale. Her shoulders began to tremble gently, and tears fell. Aaron's face darkened completely. Emily, why have you become so aggressive? He suddenly sneered, his tone mocking. Acting like this. Forget about being the First Lady. You won't even make the guest list. It felt like something sharp had suddenly pierced my heart. A dull pain spread through my chest. I never thought Aaron would humiliate me like this. What did he think he was? A king. Won't make the guest list. The implication was clear. He was breaking up with me. I stared unblinkingly at Aaron. His expression wavered. He looked away awkwardly, unable to hold my gaze. I knew he was thinking the same thing I was, remembering the time we spent together day and night. All these years. We were each other's support. We had never hurt one another. But this time, Aaron really had changed. His heart had tilted completely toward Lauren. Lauren is sensible. She won't take it to heart. Just apologize to her simply, and we'll put this behind us. With that one sentence, 5 years of trust and intimacy collapsed. I shook my head calmly. Impossible. Aaron's tone turned sharp. Emily, are you insisting on being this way? I paused slightly. Being what way? Everything he was saying felt absurd. Suddenly, all desire to argue vanished. I've always been this way. With that, I turned around. Bang. I slammed the door shut. Sitting at my desk, I stared blankly at the transfer system again. Only 1 hour left. In 1 hour, my transfer application would be locked and irreversible. I would leave the city I had lived in for so long and go to Los Angeles. But I still didn't cancel it. I just watched it silently for a while. Then, I started searching for everything about the Los Angeles branch. Unknowingly, the final deadline arrived. Watching the application status on the screen change to locked, I let out a soft breath. It turned out that leaving Aaron wasn't that scary. In fact, there was a sense of lightness. Like a burden had been lifted. My phone screen lit up. It was my best friend, Sarah. She sent a flurry of angry messages. Emily, I saw your boyfriend, Aaron, and that Lauren girl, with a bunch of people from their department. They're going crazy. Now they're chanting for him and Lauren to do a lover shot with linked arms. Damn it. That girl is practically glued to him. Immediately after, a video came through. The camera was shaky, the lighting dim and suggestive. Aaron was surrounded in the center of a booth, his tie loose, a smile on his face. Lauren was pressed right up against him. Her cheeks flushed. She lowered her head shyly amidst the cheering, but showed no intention of moving away. A voice shouted loudly, Aaron, don't break the rules. If you lose, you either pick a lady to drink a lover shot with, or you have to call manager Emily right now and ask her to come pick you up. Choose one. Haha. Yes. Call her. Let's see if manager Emily will give you face. The atmosphere reached a fever pitch. Everyone knew we were fighting. They were enjoying the drama. Hearing this, Lauren looked up at him, her eyes full of hope. Aaron frowned, seeming annoyed by the noise. He was silent for a few seconds. Then, he took out his phone. Lauren's face went white instantly. On my end, his voice was stiff. I was a bit hot-headed earlier. I've calmed down now. Come over here. Apologize to Lauren in person. And I'll pretend what happened earlier didn't happen. I remained silent. Aaron's patience ran out quickly. Speak. Is it that hard to lower your head? Aaron. Apologize. Unless you die. Fine. Emily. You have a backbone. Aaron's anger was thoroughly ignited. Then listen on the phone while I drink a lover shot with someone else. I hung up immediately. At the same time, a new video from Sarah flooded in. The scene was chaotic. Aaron had smashed a glass. Lauren's voice was trembling, tears on the verge of falling. Aaron, let's not play anymore. Don't be angry. Who said I'm not playing? Aaron suddenly looked up, his gaze piercing toward the camera lens she had spotted Sarah long ago. Why hide? Keep filming. Let your good friends see clearly who I, Aaron, am kissing right now. He grabbed the back of Lauren's neck. Amidst the gasps of the crowd, he kissed her heavily. Seeing this, my heart inevitably contracted. But the sharp pain came quickly and left quickly. I closed the video. I continued with my unfinished work. After a long time, I sent a message to Sarah. Come with me to buy some lighter clothes tomorrow. It's hot in LA. I entered a complete Cold War with Aaron. Before the silence, the last message he sent me was, did you cancel the transfer application? None of your business. You definitely canceled it. We've been together for 5 years. You can't leave me. Emily, you must apologize to Lauren. Until you apologize to her, I won't say another word to you. I blocked him directly. 3 days before I was set to leave for Los Angeles, Aaron's assistant suddenly came to find me, bearing an invitation. Manager Emily, Aaron is hosting a celebration dinner tonight. Please. You must attend. I couldn't refuse without making a scene, so I had to go. But I was puzzled. Why hold a celebration dinner now? The moment I stepped into the banquet hall, I understood. It was a double celebration. Lauren stood at the door, smiling like a flower. Seeing me, she spoke affectionately. Emily, you finally made it. Come in. Today is a joint party for Aaron and me. Her tone was breezy. Today is the day I become a full-time employee. I begged Aaron to move his celebration to today so we could share the joy. I was speechless, but I didn't say anything. The breakup was something everyone tacitly understood. I had no spare emotion for this kind of showboating anymore. I found a seat in the corner, just wanting to wait quietly until I could leave. But Aaron sought me out. He paced back and forth in front of me, his tone irritable. Emily, why are you hiding here? Go to the main table. I refused. Aaron took a deep breath, suppressing his displeasure. You've had me blocked for 10 days. Are you still not over it? Do you have to embarrass me on an occasion like this? I responded with silence. He gritted his teeth and lowered his voice. Which banquet haven't you sat by my side? Is it worth causing such a scene over a trivial matter? His voice attracted the attention of others. Seeing the situation, several colleagues rushed over to smooth things over, half persuading and half dragging me to the main table. Aaron's expression cleared slightly. There was an empty seat reserved next to him. A moment later, Lauren arrived, radiant and bright. Emily is here. Her eyes curved into a smile. Aaron and I were just discussing a department team-building trip. Aaron said he'd take me hiking. Emily, you should come too. My fingers paused. I remembered not long ago, Aaron had vowed that after the project ended, he would take me to the mountaintop to watch the sunrise and propose to me there. Back then, his ears were red, his tone rare in its nervousness and solemnity. Now, my heart skipped a beat, but only because of a wave of nausea rising in my stomach. I remembered the video from the bar that night, of them kissing intimately. You guys go. I'm very busy with my handover work. I can't get away. I raised my glass, my gaze calm. Lauren's eyes instantly lit up, her grin almost reaching her ears. Aaron's face, however, sank. Under the table, he suddenly grabbed my wrist. After the banquet dispersed, Aaron intercepted me outside the restrooms. Emily, what exactly did you mean tonight? Nothing. How long are you going to keep this up? The transfer thing, you already canceled it, didn't you? Lauren said she was going to tell you that day anyway. You just found out first. Even if you hadn't, she would have reminded you. Really? I didn't believe it. Lauren was full of schemes. How could she possibly have reminded me? But with Aaron, I really didn't want to say another word. I responded faintly. Well, thanks to her then. Stop being sarcastic with me. He growled low. Tomorrow morning at 8. I'm coming to pick you up for hiking. This is something I promised you long ago. He finished and stormed off angrily. At 8 the next morning, I stood by the window, watching the two people downstairs, geared up and ready to go. Aaron called my phone. I hung up directly. Emily, keep acting out, he shouted in my direction. Since you insist on being this way, I will absolutely never take you out again. After shouting, he turned and left with Lauren. All weekend, my social media feed was flooded with their hiking photos, taking the rookie to experience the outdoors. Perseverance is the first lesson of the workplace. Mountain roads are tough. Sometimes you have to lend a hand. The view from the top is great, but not as good as the smile next to me. Youth is invincible. Beneath every post were likes and suggestive comments from colleagues. Taking Lauren this time. Where is manager Emily? The first lattice position is in danger. It's good to be young, full of energy. Aaron is lucky. Aaron, take care of the kid. Don't be too tough on her doge emoji. Sarah was jumping with rage, shoving her phone screen in my face. This scumbag is doing it on purpose, just to disgust you. Disgust. I felt nothing inside. I even found it a bit laughable. The reporting day arrived as scheduled. The plane landed, and the humid, hot air hit me in the face, carrying a scent completely different from the north. Early in the morning, as I was adjusting to the overly bright southern sunlight, my mom called. Emily, Aaron came to the house early this morning. He insists you're hiding from him. What's going on with you two? My heart skipped a beat. Shoot, I had planned to tell my mom about the breakup gradually. I didn't expect Aaron to ruin that. My mom's voice sounded confused. I told him you left yesterday, but he wouldn't believe it. He insisted on coming upstairs to look for you. The background noise on the other end was chaotic. Faintly, I could hear Aaron's anxious, impatient voice. Auntie, don't cover for her anymore. Tell her to stop making a scene. Doesn't she know what day it is? Even if she's sulking, she can't delay official business. My mom explained. Aaron, Emily really left. I drove her to the airport yesterday myself. Yesterday. Airport. Aaron's voice came to a sudden halt, revealing a stunned disbelief. What did she go to the airport for? Wasn't it the transfer? My mom sounded even more confused. She went to report to the Los Angeles branch. Didn't you know? On the other end of the line, there was an instant, dead silence. I could only hear Aaron's breathing becoming suddenly heavy and incredulous, as if someone were strangling him. I didn't listen any further and calmly hung up the phone. My new job began. After the initial discomfort, I started to enjoy the southern breeze, the palm trees, even the flowers falling on the sidewalks. People always adapt to their environment. For many years, my life had revolved around Aaron. Now, I was alone, in a strange city, stepping into a brand new life. But Aaron came. He blocked me in the hallway of the branch office. Dark circles under his eyes red. Why? He gritted his teeth, trying to keep his lips from trembling. I sighed and walked around him. He grabbed my hand with all his strength, his voice hoarse. Just because Lauren played a joke on you, you're doing this to me. Yes. I stared at him, just as I had for the past 5 years. Only this time, without any emotion. Yes. I'm petty. I can't take a joke. I gave Aaron an explanation. His jaw chattered. Emily, you can't do this. You know I can't live without you. I only think of Lauren as a student. Kissing her at the bar was just for show. Hiking with her and posting all over social media was just to make you see. To make you jealous. His nose stung, and his voice grew even hoarser. You're so cruel. You didn't say a word and dealt me a fatal blow. Why didn't you cancel the application? Was that joke really that serious? I looked at him quietly, then shook my head. Fine. The joke actually wasn't that serious. Aaron froze, looking at me intently. I asked him a question. Do you remember 6 months ago, during that major project, when you went to KTV with Lauren? Where was I? In the company lobby. You must have been there. You were waiting for me. Right. Aaron was smart. I was wrong. I shouldn't have gone to KTV that night. I should have come to find you. I stayed silent for a long time, then slowly pushed his hand away. Aaron. That night, Mr. Peterson came back. Aaron's whole body stiffened. Visible worry flooded his face as he grabbed me. Did he harass you? Yes. I was waiting for you in the lobby. Mr. Peterson forced me into the elevator, stroked my hand over and over, and humiliated me sentence by sentence. I smiled, as if talking about something trivial. He called me a prude, said accompanying clients for drinks was my duty. The smell of alcohol on him was foul, and the fear in my heart was deep. Hearing this, Aaron began to shake all over. His pupils contracted, and he clenched his fists tight, like a beast about to go mad. I looked up at him, my eyes dead. That night, I was truly terrified. And you were resting with your eyes closed, leaning against Lauren, sleeping soundly. You missed 11 calls from me. Aaron let out a painful, low growl. He suddenly punched the wall next to him, his face contorted in agony. I sniffled. But it's okay now. I'm fine. I've never been better. Let's part ways here. Thank Lauren for me. I accept her joke. I really like Los Angeles. I don't know when Aaron left. Regardless, he didn't pester me again. A week later, a colleague told me that Mr. Peterson's company had been disqualified as a partner. They said it was for suspected regulatory violations. I understood immediately that Aaron had done it. He was smart. He knew how to vent his anger while achieving a business objective. I didn't pay it much mind and simply focused on enjoying my new job. During the holidays, I went back home. I ran into Lauren at the entrance of my building. She was waiting specifically for me. I met her gaze. The triumph of the past was gone, replaced only by jealousy and resentment. Emily, you won. Aaron won't let me stay by his side anymore. Her words were full of hate. I really don't understand what attracts Aaron to you. Are you prettier than me? Younger than me? Are you better at acting sweet than me? She stepped closer, staring death at me. You are inferior to me in every way. You only won because you met Aaron earlier. I listened, annoyed. What is all this gibberish? Transfer me $3,000. Lauren froze, then sneered. You're so smug. Too bad. You went to LA, and am still in Aaron's department. So, what if he loves you? 2,000 miles is enough distance to breed countless cracks. I'm right here. Who knows who the winner will be in the end? She was declaring war. I was so annoyed. I turned to walk away. He's yours. Go get a room with him. I'll pay for it. Lauren froze again. From the shadows around the corner, a gaunt figure walked out. Aaron had stubble on his face, his eyes dull. Where was the look of the corporate elite he used to have? I stopped and looked at him calmly. Lauren, however, panicked. She smoothed her hair while forcing a smile. Aaron, you're here too. I was just passing by. Get lost. Aaron's voice was low and suppressed. Tears instantly welled up in Lauren's eyes. She cried and tried to hug Aaron. Aaron, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come to find Emily without asking. But I couldn't help it. Why aren't I as good as her? Why? I said. Get lost. Lauren left, looking like she had lost her soul. Aaron stared at me, unable to speak for a long time. I started to head inside, and only then did he speak. Emily, I'm planning to resign. I'm going to come to LA to find a job. I'm going to pursue you all over again. I remained silent. Aaron forced a smile. I know I made a huge mistake, so I'm going to atone for it. Wait for me in LA. I will definitely come find you. He was sincere, as if making a vow, but I didn't need his vows. I stayed silent. Aaron got anxious. Emily, give me a chance. I really can't live without you. I'll come to you, and we'll start over. Okay. No. I had zero expectation of this. For a long time in the past, every day I looked forward to building a family with Aaron and fighting side by side. But now, I only looked forward to him not annoying me anymore. So I sighed very softly. Aaron, do you think this is meaningful? Aaron could barely stand. The words stuck in his throat. Finally, swaying unsteadily, he disappeared into the darkness of the night. I went home, gave my mom her gifts, and had a wonderful sleep. After the holidays, I returned to Los Angeles. My mom was reluctant to let me go. I told her, at most 3 years, and I'll be back. My mom said she supported whatever decision I made, as long as I was happy. So, I threw myself wholeheartedly into my work. I used to be a rather lazy person, without much ambition growing up. And after starting work, I always had Aaron leading the way, so I lacked independent thought. Now, alone, I developed quite an ambition. Becoming the branch general manager, I had to achieve it. 2 years later, I successfully promoted and began aiming for higher positions. During that time, I went home often but rarely saw Aaron. Sarah told me Aaron gave up on resigning. He stayed at the original company. He worked like a maniac every day, turning a deaf ear to the outside world. He had plenty of unwanted romantic attention after all. He had a handsome face and status. As for Lauren, she kept pestering Aaron and had long since become the laughingstock of the company. Because of multiple instances of inappropriate behavior, she was eventually fired. So, the workplace isn't a romance novel. You have to be professional. I didn't date again. I couldn't muster a shred of interest. In the dead of night, I would occasionally think of that focused side profile handing me coffee 5 years ago. But I would turn my head and smile, having long since let go. Another 2 years passed. I was transferred back to headquarters as a senior executive, achieving a leap in my career. The wind, frost, rain, and dew of these years had turned into fertile soil, nourishing the growth of a career woman. I had been reborn, returning to headquarters. My colleagues didn't recognize me. They greeted me nervously. "Hello, President Emily." I smiled faintly. "President Emily." I liked that title. "Just call me Emily," I responded calmly. During a meeting, I unexpectedly found that Aaron was there too. He had matured a lot. There was a weathered look in his eyes, but he still stood tall. Our eyes met. He was visibly stunned, then revealed a complex expression. After the meeting, he waited at the door of the conference room. "Emily, congratulations." His tone was sincere, tinged with a bit of melancholy. I nodded in acknowledgement. "Thank you." We walked side by side down the hallway, as if back in the past, yet completely different. "I've been waiting for you to come back," Aaron said softly. "These past few years, there hasn't been a day I haven't regretted it." I stopped and looked at him. "Aaron, it's all in the past. I can't get past it." He suddenly got emotional. I tried. "I really can't get past it. Emily, let's start over." "Okay." Looking at the pain and expectation in his eyes, I suddenly felt relieved. "Aaron, do you know why I was able to make it to today?" He shook his head. "Because of that joke." I smiled. "I thank Lauren. I thank that joke for forcing me out of my comfort zone and helping me discover that I can live very well on my own. Love isn't the entirety of life. Work is. That's what you taught me. Remember." Aaron froze in place, countless emotions flashing through his eyes. Finally, he nodded with a bitter smile. "Yes, I taught you that, but I didn't expect you to learn it so well." 3 months later, the company held its annual gala. As a new executive, I had to give a speech. The audience was packed. I saw many familiar faces, including Aaron. After the speech, the applause was thunderous. I smiled and gave my thanks. My gaze swept across the room and suddenly settled on a young girl. She looked at me with eyes full of admiration and longing, just like me when I first entered the workforce many years ago. During the dinner, that girl mustered up the courage to find me. "Ms. Emily, I'm a new intern. Can I ask you a question?" I nodded with a smile. "Of course. What do you think is the biggest challenge for women in the workplace?" I thought for a moment, looking at Aaron, who was talking to someone not far away. "The biggest challenge is not letting your life revolve around a man." The girl nodded, seeming to understand. Aaron seemed to feel my gaze and turned to look at us. I raised my glass to him, then said to the girl, "Remember, your value doesn't need to be defined by anyone. Even the person you trust most cannot decide your future." The girl's eyes shone with light, and she nodded heavily. "Thank you, Emily. I'll remember that." Aaron started walking toward us, but midway, he received a phone call. His face changed drastically, and he left. I found out the next day that the call was from the hospital. Lauren had attempted suicide. Word was she had been living a hard life these past few years and had asked Aaron for help many times, but he had refused. A week later, I unexpectedly received a copy of Aaron's resignation letter. He decided to leave the company and go south to start a business. Before leaving, he came to my office. "I'm going," he said calmly, "to Austin." I was a bit surprised. Why this sudden decision to resign? That phone call made me understand some things. Aaron smiled bitterly. I always thought the one I owed was you. But actually, I owe Lauren too. I have a responsibility for her reaching this point. But I can't take responsibility in that way anymore. He looked at me, his eyes clear. Emily, you taught me a very important lesson. Everyone must be responsible for their own choices. I will handle things with Lauren the right way. I nodded. Good luck. Aaron walked to the door, then turned back. Emily, I'll ask one last time. Aaron. I interrupted him softly. Remember what you once told me. The biggest taboo in life is looking back. He paused, then smiled, relief in his eyes. Yeah, I said that. He turned and left. I walked to the window and watched his car drive out of the company gate, drifting further and further away. My phone rang. It was a notification for a new project kickoff meeting. I picked up my notebook and walked toward the conference room. Outside the window, the sun was shining just right.